Hi, and welcome to the Oil Well with me, Nick Dax. This is part of the Thriving Oils community, and together we are committed to educating, supporting, and hopefully inspiring people to use essential oils to support health and well-being. Now that can be physical, emotional, spiritual, or even mental health. This is the very first video of this channel, but I hope this channel proves to be a hive of information that people can dip in and out of, and they can find help on how to make their own products using the essential oils, products to clean your home, products that are beauty products. Alternatively, you might find information on certain health conditions and which oils might work to help support those. Now, you're watching this for any number of reasons. You might well have stumbled across me by accident, in which case, brilliant, keep watching. Alternatively, you might have actually sought out a video channel like this because you've got a health condition or a health concern and you're not getting answers for it elsewhere. So you are taking positive action and trying to find solutions yourself. I think you can find them here. Finally, you might be someone who is a bit like me. You're skeptical. Perhaps someone has introduced you to Young Living. They've mentioned all of these oils and they were probably really enthusiastic when they did that. And quite frankly, you think it sounds too good to be true. Well, that was pretty much where I was some months ago. Someone introduced me to Young Living essential oils, and I came away thinking I wanted to find out more. So I started researching Young Living, and in doing so, I found out all sorts of things about essential oils. But I tell you what, I wish there'd been something like this around, that I could sit and watch and hopefully find someone that I trusted what they were saying. You see, Young Living are an American company, and they're enormous in America. But everything I was finding was American, and I just didn't trust everything that I was hearing. So I've created this to try and give other people answers. Let's see if I can do that for you. Hopefully you will fall in love with Young Living and their products, and who knows, maybe even become a member. And in doing so, you will learn the power of these essential oils and hopefully find a real improvement in your health and well-being. So today we're just going to start by looking at what an essential oil is and why it's so good for us. Well, essential oils are natural, aromatic compounds that are found in plants. And that could be the roots or the stems, it could be the leaves, the flowers, or even the bark. So they're naturally occurring within the plant, and they've got a very specific job in that plant because they are responsible for keeping the plants well. They help the plant to grow, they help the plant to repair itself, they help fight infection and disease. They could even help in terms of producing fragrance that encourages insects and birds to come and help with pollination. What I'm saying really is that these natural compounds actually form the lifeblood of the plant. Now, we have found a way of getting that lifeblood, if you like, out of the plant. It's through a process called distillation. Now, I'm not a science buff, so I'm not going to go into details about distillation. Suffice to say that when the plant goes through distillation, it draws out all this incredible goodness and creates the essential oil that we then use. That essential oil is a super concentrated oil. It is powerful beyond measure. Far more powerful than, let's say, a herbal or dried remedy of that plant. Let's take, for example, something like oregano. We've all used oregano in cooking. It's fragrant, it's aromatic, and it adds some flavour to our cooking. But something quite amazing happens to oregano when it becomes distilled. We get a really potent and powerful little oil. Now, I'd never heard of oregano oil before joining Young Living. Oregano oil is incredible. It has antibacterial, antifungal, antimicrobial properties, and is absolutely superb at supporting our immune system. So this is in a completely different league to the dried herb. These oils are quite simply the very best plant-based remedy that is available to us. And actually, they have been used in health for thousands of years. It's like we've forgotten that because we've come to rely on modern medicine. But actually, if you do use these essential oils, you will find that they can support your health in so many different areas. They can help to re-establish some hormonal balance. They can help to ease anxiety or lift depression. They can help to settle down gut health or problems with digestion. They can even help to promote better patterns of sleep. So why are these essential oils so good for us? Well, quite simply, it's because they're natural. They are pure. And actually, when we take on board an essential oil, our bodies recognize it because it is just plant material. There's nothing foreign in there. What happens when we take a prescribed medication is quite different because a prescribed medication has got all sorts of different chemicals and synthetics in a tablet or a medicine. And they're there for a reason. It might be that in medication there's only a tiny part of that medication that is actually what your body needs, but they've been added things into it so that it helps you maybe to digest it better. It might be to make it more palatable. It might even be to give the drug a longer shelf life. But the thing is that when we take that medicine, our bodies don't recognize these synthetic or these chemical compounds. And our natural reaction is to kind of put up the barriers and say, oh, foreign bodies, I don't recognize this. And the way that we see this in our bodies is with all the side effects that we can get when we start taking a new medication. And we could get hot sweats, we can get an upset stomach, we can have sleepless nights as our body adapts. There's all sorts of things that can happen. With an essential oil, you do not get these side effects. Literally no one has a negative reaction to an essential oil. And if you've ever heard a person say, oh, I can't use essential oils because I got a rash, I got red burny marks on my skin or something like that, probably the thing that has made them have this reaction were the synthetic elements that had been added to the oil that they were using. You see, it's really important that when you're using an essential oil, you choose one that is 100% pure. And I'm going to talk about that a bit more in the next video. So, the essential oils are easy for us to take because our body recognizes them. Not only that, they get into our system really, really quickly. We also aren't limited as to how many times we can use an essential oil. It's not like a prescription where you're told just 3 times a day. So we get them in our system, and what happens is that they trigger a response in our brain, and our brain sends out healing messages to our body. So really all these oils are doing are encouraging our body to do what they're supposed to do. I mean, there really is virtually no downside to using an essential oil, provided you are, of course, using that essential oil safely. And that means that you need to do your own research too, not just rely on everything that I've got to say. Find out about the oils that you want to use, about diluting them in a carrier oil, about safe use going outside. Some of the oils are sensitive to sunlight, so you need to use those carefully. So always practice safe use. If you practice safe use, you will be amazed in how they can help your body and improve your health. They can actually help you make those foundational changes in your life that really supports your health and well-being, and make you just feel so much more balanced, body and mind. Now, in this day and age, in such a frenetic world that we live in, that is surely a good thing. The other brilliant thing, as I said, because this is an instant society, they do act on us almost instantaneously. Really, the support that essential oils give us is unparalleled. So how can we use them? We're going to just talk through 3 simple ways of how we can use essential oils. We can use them aromatically, topically, or internally. Let's start with aromatically. So over here, some examples of aromatic use. Aromatic is just a posh word for saying that you can smell them, okay? So you can smell an oil directly from the bottle. And again, this is where safe practice comes in. Don't ever smell an oil that you've never smelled before and put it right up close to your nose and breathe it in deeply, because what you'll find is some of them are really strong and they'll hit you in your nasal passage and can actually be quite uncomfortable. So just approach with caution. But direct smelling from the bottle is amazing, and you can get really good uplift from some of the oils. This one is rosemary, and actually it's a really good one for brain fog. If you really need to sharpen your focus and concentration, rosemary is a good one. So I'll have a good sniff of that now. Another way of using them is these great little personal inhalers. I love these. You've probably seen things like this in the chemist. I always remember as a kid having a Vicks stick that you used to smell whenever you had a cold. Well, these are a DIY version, and they are brilliant because they're so easy to carry around. That one is my Happy Bliss, so nice positive smells. And you can buy these online, and I will show you in later videos how easy it is for you to make them. But quite literally, you've got your bit inside, you put your oils on there, and you can have any number of smells. Now, one of the best ways to use them aromatically is with a diffuser. I bet loads of you have got those lovely little oil burners that you put a candle in. And I'm going to say to you that however pretty those are, don't use them. Not with really good quality essential oils, because the thing is that with any oil, when you heat it, you immediately start changing the nature of that oil. And what you'll do is actually destroy loads of the really good health benefits of that oil. What I've got here, and over the other side here, which has gone off at the moment, this one's an area diffuser, and over here we've got a dewdrop diffuser. You fill these with water in a well, and then you just add in the drops of your oil. They run off electricity, you switch them on. This one's got a light, but you press it again, the light goes off, press it again and it turns off completely. They automatically shut off themselves after a certain amount of time. Now, just a few drops of oil in this, and this can diffuse for hours. And everyone that walks into the room is benefiting from inhaling these oils. And smell is so powerful. It's really evocative. You know, it triggers memories in our brain, and actually that can immediately help to make us feel calm. It can reduce anxiety, all sorts of positive benefits. So we breathe it in, and the bundle of nerves at the back of our nose, it very quickly diffuses into the bloodstream, and as I say, triggers these responses in our brain. So that's a great way of using them. Next one I want to talk about is topical use. Now, topical use, very simply, means that we are going to apply the oil to our skin. And you can do that neat from the bottle, but again, safe practice. You don't know how sensitive your skin might be to some of these. And there are some oils that you would never apply directly because they're what we call hot oils. And yet, you can get quite a lot of heat from a hot oil. But if you know that it is one that is safe to apply, there is no reason why you can't just take a little bit of oil and apply it to yourself. This one is called Valor. I know it's a bit cheesy, the name, Valor for courage, but I tell you what, people swear by this in terms of just giving them a little boost, a little confidence before maybe a presentation at work. So that one can be applied directly. But most of the time, I would encourage people to use what we call a carrier oil. So you are diluting your essential oil in a vegetable oil. And there's all sorts that you can use. Don't panic if you don't think you've got any. You could even use olive oil or sunflower oil. On my shelf behind me in the corner, I've got a number that are just there ready to use. I've got fractionated coconut oil, so that's a coconut oil that's actually a liquid at room temperature. I've got avocado oil, and I've got sweet almond oil, but there's loads on the market that you can use. And I have got hundreds of these little roller balls that you can just get yourself on somewhere like Amazon or eBay. And again, there's going to be videos showing you how to make these up. But you put your carrier oil in, and then you put either your single oil or your blend of oil. This one happens to be called Peace and Calming, and now that is a beautiful blend of oil from Young Living, and I've only put Peace and Calming in there, and it's just there ready to roll on whenever you need it. And as I say, it can have an almost instant effect on people. That one's actually my daughter's, Peace and Calming, when she gets a bit stressy. Yeah, so really lovely use, putting them on our skin, and of course really good for skin conditions. But don't forget that when you put an oil on your skin, you're still getting the benefit of being able to smell it. And I actually wear a lot of these essential oils now as perfume. I don't do perfume anymore, I just do oils, and they smell divine. So finally, I'm going to come to the controversial one, and that is the internal use of oils. Now, there's going to be some of you who are sat there going, no way, I have heard that you should never ingest an oil. And that's really good to be that cautious. Now, I'm not going to tell anyone what to do. You make your own decisions. Definitely, I would say don't just go around picking any old oil and ingesting it, okay? And we are going to deal with that next video when we talk about the purity. Young Living essential oils have a range that have been FDA approved as being good enough for food use, so they can be taken internally. Now, there are still some people that would say, I would ignore that, and that's fine. It's a personal decision. I've actually found that I've really enjoyed using them for internal use. A glass of water and a drop of oil can be an incredible uplifter. I don't tend to drink juice or squash because I try to keep sugar really low in my diet. But I tell you what, a drop of citrus oil, orange, lemon, lime, in a glass of water, not only does it add a little bit of flavour to the water, it actually gives you a hit of vitamin C. So I usually put the oil in first and then add the water, and that actually helps to stir it up. If you add the oil after, it is a good idea just to give that quick stir, and that way it mixes in the oil. So a glass like that is a great uplifter. Orange is a fantastic oil. It is like happiness in a bottle. And if you ever want a mood lift, this is one of the best ones to use for mood. So this just gives you a big lift in the afternoon. A drop of peppermint in water, either before working out, which is like really energizing, or even after working out, because it's kind of got a cooling effect. Very, very well used. Now, if you didn't want to do drinks, and you could do hot or cold drinks, I do know some people who make up their own tablets. Now, these are just vegetable caplets, and they come apart really fiddly, but you've got a sort of big well and a little well. You can put a couple of drops of essential oils in here. You can then add in drops of a carrier oil, so like olive oil or avocado oil, and you can seal up your caplet or your tablet, and you can take that just like any other tablet. Now, obviously, you cannot do that for every single oil, only ones that have been approved, and you need to look that up before doing. With Young Living, you can actually go onto their website and just put it into Google, Young Living, let's say Orange Vitality. Now, that Vitality range, the whole range of Vitality oils have been approved by the FDA. So if you find that it's in the Vitality range, and sometimes the Vitality range actually have a white label, that Oregano that I used earlier had the white label, that is the Vitality range. But sometimes still over here, they don't have the white label. Don't worry. The oil that is in this bottle would be exactly the same as the oil that would be in the Orange Vitality one, okay? So Internal use through tablets, you know, immune blends are brilliant if you're feeling run down. I have done a lot of reading actually on things like frankincense being ingested to support certain condition. I have multiple sclerosis, and apparently ingesting frankincense caplets really helps with the condition. I've been having a little bit of a relapse recently, so I am in the process of trying that out. We'll see how it goes. Now, that is pretty much all I want to say today. I'm going to leave you now, but I'm going to come back to this whole question of purity in the next video. So I'm going to say thank you very much for watching today. Please join me again, and in the meantime, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. But until next time, take care. Bye-bye.